Hey everybody, this is Luke Perkins with Swift Sites. I wanted to do a quick demonstration on how to leverage the tools within Swift Sites as a civil engineer. So let's say a client or a developer has approached you about this assemblage. So I've got three different parcels of land here, and they want to know if you can basically do the engineering for them on this project, and they want you to put a proposal together and a fee. The project's going to be a detached single family home, so I've kind of ran the constraints model based on those uses. And here we can view the report, get some information about these three parcels, the value of the land. We can understand the density here by zoning, so the maximum amount of units, and then the amount of units that we think we can build based on the usable acreage. And that can give you a high level idea of what your fee could be per lot, as well as how many acres of land you're engineering here. You can get any constraints data. We can understand if these uses are permitted here or whether or not the client's going to have to go through a rezoning process. And then you can get some information about the lot criteria for doing your layout. Now, from here, we can print this report. We can attach it to our proposal or feasibility study, and that can save you a lot of time in putting this information together. We've also got links if you need to go into the UDO and learn a little bit more about some aspects of these constraints. And the last thing we're going to do here is click the button to export the constraints map to shapefiles. Once we do that, if you go look in your downloads folder, we're going to have a shapefile folder here that we can extract, and we're going to have several different constraints data layers that we can extract. And this is basically going to give us shapefiles for all this information, except for the high quality aerials. Those are going to come as a PDF full of links, and you can download those links. And I'm going to show you how to bring all that information into Civil 3D. So in Civil 3D, if we switch to the Planning and Analysis workstation and our Insert tab, we have a way to bring in these images that have world files associated with those. So I'm just going to select all the images that we've downloaded based on the links from that PDF and bring them into Civil 3D. So here we have our images. We can select all those. We can adjust the fade so that those kind of fade back into the background. And now I'm going to bring in the parcels. So I'm going to use the map import command. I'm going to navigate to the parcel data that we've downloaded in shapefile. I want to make sure that I'm bringing along the data that's associated with that geometry, and then I want to bring those in as closed polylines. And after that processes for a second, we're going to see all our parcel lines show up here. I've set up templates to be able to label this information based on the data that comes along with this. So I can go to the Annotate tab, insert adjacent parcel labels, hit OK, and it'll pop a label in there with the relevant information that I need. And I can go around and do that for all the parcels that are adjacent to my development. And the last couple of things we want to bring in, obviously we want to bring in the topo, and we can do that by generating a 10 surface. So if we flip back over to Civil 3D, we create a surface from GIS data. I'll name this GIS. I'm going to give it an existing surface style. I want to bring in shapefile information. We'll navigate to the contour data that we downloaded. We'll select that. I'm going to bring in all that information, so I'm not going to worry about creating a geometric constraint. And then the last thing is to make sure that we change Z feet to equal elevation. We hit finish, and now we have topo that's native Civil 3D surface topo that can use smart labels. We can bring in all the other geometric constraints via that map import, so we can bring in floodplain, wetlands, stream buffers, stream information, and that should get you set up to building a constraints map that you can very quickly throw your title block on and send over to your clients. And that saves you a ton of time. Instead of having to get other people to pull all this information together, you can have it done in a few seconds. Thank you, guys.